Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here this evening, and I'd like to extend my sincere gratitude to the Alumni Association, the Jesuit Letterman's Club, and the Hall of Fame Committee, as well as everyone who played a hand in the selection process and the organization of this event. This is obviously a once-in-a-lifetime occasion, and as always, Jesuit has made this experience a special one for me, my family, and the entire Jesuit community. Sean, I've appreciated the regular outreach and communication since receiving the call from Jimmy. I'm still a bit in awe that this is actually happening right now, especially when I think about all the stellar athletes that have worn the blue and gold over the years. It's an impressive group, and I'm humbled to be considered amongst them. Dicko, John, Phil, and John, it was nice to meet you earlier. Congratulations to each of you as well. I watched your interviews with Tom, was totally impressed by your accomplishments, and wish that I'd had the privilege of seeing you compete. I'm very proud to stand alongside each of you this evening to share in this moment as we're inducted into the Jesuit Sports Hall of Fame. Over the last month or so, like all of us, it's been fun thinking back to my years at Jesuit. When Sean asked for pictures, I dug through that box of memorabilia from the garage and spent some quality time reliving some of the experiences that I had as a student athlete at Jesuit. While many of the pictures were from races where the spotlight was on me, I quickly came to realize that some of my fondest memories were when there were no cameras around. Like gathering right after school just outside the gym under a tree where me and my teammates stretched, joked, and got our marching orders from coach. Going on 6 or 8 mile runs with my teammates up Willow Lane toward North Haven Park, or down Inwood over to Strait, and then past all the mega mansions toward Ursuline. Our coaches were always out there, encouraging us, offering water, and then making it clear that practice wasn't over until we made it back to Jesuit. Traveling with my teammates and coaches to different practice or meet sites like Norbuck Park, Flagpole Hill, the Texas Relays, TCIL events, and countless other parks and high schools. As I imagine every team does, we sang, did homework, studied for tests, and got nervous, but ultimately we had a lot of fun together. And missing a scheduled race at the Shana Relays one year because a few of us had retreated to the locker room to stay warm. It was pretty cold that day. All I can say was Coach was pretty ticked off. So lots of life lessons learned that day. There's an endless trove of memories, and I'm very appreciative of the opportunities that I had to be surrounded by outstanding educators, caring coaches, super teammates, and other mentors who took a genuine interest in me and who motivated and inspired me to be the best person, student, and athlete that I could be. I'm blessed tonight to have a few of those individuals here. One of the first calls I made after hearing about this honor was to my teammate and friend, Stuart Schutze. He was a senior at Jesuit when I was a freshman. From the moment I joined the team, he took me under his wing and was always a positive source of energy and motivation. After I graduated from Jesuit and headed to Providence College in Rhode Island, we were able to have a few races against each other, a few memorable ones. 1-1. I beat him once, he beat me once. While he was at BC. We've since stayed in touch since. He's continued to be an excellent friend, and every few years he's able to drag me out on a run. I also have Ted Thompson here tonight, who graduated in '97, 1 year after me. We had a ton of fun together. I've always remembered your smile and the good times we've had. It's been great to catch up this evening. Thanks for coming out tonight. It's really appreciated. And I'd be remiss if I didn't also acknowledge Mr. Ursing and Tom Garrison. As mentioned in the video, and for those in the room, I've been a high school principal for the last 12 years in Massachusetts. I believe Mr. Ursing was the vice principal when I attended Jesuit. Thankfully, detention was only an occasional thing for me. But I'm fairly confident that my recollections of your words and actions as a leader have had some degree of influence on my work now. And I spoke to Tom earlier. I told him that our class, the class of '92, was a special one. It was the 50th overall. And it's great to see that both of us and the rest of our classmates are impacting the lives of others in many positive ways. Finally, I'd like to thank my family for being here tonight. My wife of 15 years, Yvonne, my brother Roberto and his wife and son are here. I've definitely appreciated their support over the years. My parents, who passed away a couple years ago, were also here in spirit and would be very proud of this moment. This is one that I'll never forget. And as a man for others, know that I'll carry this experience forward as a lifelong ambassador of Jesuit. Thanks again, and go Rangers.